Hi everyone, my name is Boye, co-founder and president of the Future Party.
And I'm Chris Sautel, CEO and co-founder of Crosscheck Studios.
And welcome to the Future Forecast, a podcast where we explore the intersection between business, technology, and entertainment. So we've done the research for you so you don't have to. We're here to give our opinions about news topics and have a thoughtful discussion on the shifting landscape of our culture. Today we've got a homie guest, Paul Yurick. Welcome.
Is it R? Is there R? Is R a center of the name?
Boye calling me out my full name. Yeah.
What is the R?
Oh,
Is it
wow.
just
Like
R?
everybody's just gonna, just R.
But now I really want to know. Now it's like, is it Raphael? Is it Roderick?
Oh my gosh,
Is
I
it-
like Raphael. That would be awesome. No, it's just Robert. Now everybody knows my
So
full
Bob.
name. Cool.
Hey Bob.
Paul.
No.
Robert.
I'm going to call him Bob.
Named after the minion, Bob.
Oh yeah. Did you guys see there was Minions? They did they had the screening.
Yes.
And they held a Minions singing competition.
I was going to bring
Did you
this
see
up.
this, girl?
Yes. I was going to talk about this today.
That was what a renowned performance, I have to say.
Yeah.
It was exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah, it was awesome and incredible, and I was definitely planning on bringing that up today. So
now
wonderful.
Now it's up.
Thank
No,
you.
no.
Thank you for doing that. It's genius marketing once again by Universal and the Minions team.
If you were to sing a acapella, if you were to sing a song, for those that are not aware, the Minions Illumination held for the premiere of the new Minions movie. Yeah. Specifically, they held a competition for people to do reenactments or like sing-alongs or ballads in the voice of the Minions.
The Minionese.
Of the Minionese.
Minionese. Funny language.
And what was so funny about it was that you got to see everyone perform and who got awarded or who won the best performance. And it went viral, clearly.
Yeah, I watched every single one.
Stop.
And I shared it with multiple people, I think including Boye. I was like, this is awesome.
So I did stumble across an influencer, and a lot of her content is just talking in Minionese.
That's too much.
And they flew
It's
her
huge.
out. It's crazy. She has like 40,000 followers and like literally.
wait.
Go ahead.
When you say Minionese,
Yeah.
is she properly speaking?
Bro, she is so good. Like she could be a voice actor on the movie.
Hold on. I hear you when you say she is so good as like an average individual commenting on someone doing banana and all the things.
No, she's like,
What
I
I'm
can do that
asking
again.
is banana. Oh, potato. Like I understand that, but what I am asking is, is this like Avatar? Did we just create a whole new language?
Oh, yeah.
Or
No, it's a thing.
So there's a proper language built
Yeah,
out.
it's like Pig Latin.
for Minionese.
Yeah. It's nonsense.
That's why it's nonsense. But is it
Wait.
a replicable nonsense where if I'm going to say if I want to sing when they were singing the songs?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they did a whole thing. I mean, I think there's no I don't think maybe there is. I don't pay close enough attention, but I think there's like probably a dictionary out there of like Minionese language and how you do it. But
I mean, now I got to look it up.
that's awesome.
This creator's Ella Mott. Look her up.
Elamont, yeah, that's the video I was watching literally this morning.
Dude, she grew.
she did-
I feel like she grew like tens of thousands of followers since I last looked at this.
It's awesome.
Hold on, guys. It's also known as the banana language.
The banana language.
It's also purely gibberish, borrowing syllables and words from real word languages, including English.
Well, I'm glad we have that cleared up. I mean, I just can't believe 10 years plus later we're still talking about the Minions. Like, this is something I never
I'm surprised,
thought.
too.
Just wait till your daughter starts watching Minions, Boye.
Yeah,
It's going to be awesome because those movies rock. Not going to lie.
Let's save Minions because we're gonna have a section where we
Yeah.
talk about Universal and Minions will come up. But let's dive in. You know, Paul, give us a quick like who are you, and then let's dive in. Maybe we can talk about some summer movies.
Cue the "Who are you?" Every time we have a guest, that's literally what I would do.
That's
It's
amazing.
Like, what a great way just to cue up.
We need
someone's-
that'll be like a new sound effect that
Yeah.
we play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll test it out. My name is Paul. I am a co-founder of Future Party and a film producer and a producer of this pod and occasional guest. and I love being on here with you too.
Cool. Paul, thanks for introducing yourself. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We are covering Cannes Lions, Meta, and NBCUniversal. Before that, we're going to talk about some movies. What are we watching? And I don't know why Chris and Paul are smirking and laughing over here. I can see it on their faces.
We're just happy to be here.
Okay.
I'm happy Chris is back stateside, fresh off the plane.
I can't just be happy to see my friends.
Okay.
I can't be back and jovial and noted.
Yeah.
I wore butter yellow for a reason.
Banana.
I am kind of in Minion colors.
Yeah, you are. Good for you.
Yeah.
Looking good.
You're feeling happy.
I definitely want to hear about Cannes Lion and everything that you experienced. But maybe we just have a little fun real quick. What'd you watch on the plane?
Did you watch anything on the plane?
I did. Ocean's 11.
Oh, hey.
I watched Ocean's 11. I watched Sheep Detective.
Oh, did you like it?
I did. I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it too. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, Max and I the entire time were like, who was the director? How did they get all of this cast to get on? I'm aware it was an animation director. Well, no.
No. Well, yeah, but do you know who wrote it?
Oh, yes.
Craig Mazin.
Yeah, yes. We were asking ourselves who brought this all together. It obviously had to have been him by proxy.
Yeah, I mean Chernobyl and The Last of Us.
Yeah,
Genius.
absolutely.
Such range.
I mean, the cast is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's great. I had an awesome time.
Also, voiceover. If you think about it, like, of course you can get Patrick Stewart, Bryan Cranston, Hugh Jackman is obviously live, but everyone else, all the other actors, it's all voiceover. It's like 1 to 8 hours worth of work just to go to but to do your.
Yeah,
The trailer looked really good.
it's good. It's fun.
It's good?
It's like kind of wholesome.
Yeah, it's
there's a
definitely
lot
for
of
the family.
sheep. There's a lot of sheep jokes that work really well that I was like not expecting.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was very well played.
How does cousin Greg do?
He's funny. Very
but
corny.
I got to be really honest. Horrible.
You didn't like
Really?
it?
Horrible.
He just plays
Hold on.
a really like
horrible British accent.
Yeah.
Like, come on, it is the worst. Like, it is just as bad if you've seen Daniel Craig do an American accent in Tomb Raider. It's just as bad. Yeah.
It didn't stick out. I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't remember the specifics. But I do remember it's just very kitschy. His whole performance, and everybody's having a blast, and you can tell. You know, I know The Bear just dropped. I've been watching The Bear. I have one episode left, and
I fell off.
House
I
of
feel
Dragons.
bad saying I haven't, dude. House of Dragons got no play. I don't know what happened, but I loved Game of Thrones. I feel like I got no marketing for that whatsoever.
I've been watching
Is that
House
just
of
me?
Dragons.
You're just
Really?
yeah.
Really?
I mean, look, it took 2 years off, and now it's back, and honestly,
Do you feel like you got hit
Night of
hard
the
with
Seven
marketing?
Kingdoms, though.
I feel like I got.
Yeah.
I feel like I got no marketing.
Yeah, it was very light.
they don't need it. I saw a lot of out of home marketing. So I saw a lot of billboards. I saw a lot of bus stops and things like that. Especially when I was in New York for Tribeca, there was tons all around me.
I guess maybe the reason why I'm bringing that up is I just find, particularly with these main staple shows, when they're in season 3, 4, as they get long, I find, at least I've always found, that you're going to put your money where your mouth is, where you want to make sure that you retain your retention. But perhaps maybe the bet was more like, it's already a staple, everyone's going to want to watch it. So, but I think I didn't, like Last of Us, when the season came back, you get that big staple trailer moment of, we're coming back. What's going to happen? Who's going to die?
They did it.
Did they?
Yep.
I just didn't.
You were too busy.
I wasn't targeted.
Cannes.
I was too busy wheeling and dealing. You know, guys. What can I say?
What do you think, Boye? 2 questions.
Yep.
What do you think about the season of House of Dragons so far? And
Don't spoil it.
No spoilers.
Okay.
And do you watch The Bear still? Because
Okay.
I have some overall thoughts on The Bear as it's ending.
Opinions on both. I'll start with House of Dragons. Yes, I'm watching it. I like it. one thing you guys will get to know about me, I just love worlds. So even if a particular piece of content, like film, like there goes the smirk again.
You love world building.
Yeah.
You
What
say
was
it
that
every
face,
time.
Paul?
We know.
What was that comment? I'm sorry. I
Okay.
gotta give you shit.
you
know something you guys might not know about me.
They might
I
not
love
know.
worlds.
Okay.
I love worlds.
So let me define it. What I mean by that is a movie or a TV show could be B or even C, but if I've fallen in love with the world they're building, I will still like it overall. So
Yeah,
in
anything that has built out rich history,
yes.
things like that, right?
So I love Game of Thrones, so I love the spin-offs, right? Even if they're not perfect. So House of Dragons, season 3, really good. Is it like a 10 out of 10? I don't know, probably not, but it's good. I loved Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I might like that better than House of Dragon. It is very unique.
I agree with you.
Very, very good. And then The Bear, I'm with Chris. I actually, my wife Ashley and I, we've probably tried to watch The Bear maybe 3 or 4 times. I feel like I can never get past episode 2. So,
whoa.
yeah, of season 1. Yeah.
Whoa.
So,
Then
That's
the
a-
show's
that's-
the
that's a hot
show's just
take.
not
That's
for
not for
you.
you.
Yeah.
Did you ever do hospitality?
yeah, I did catering for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like work in a kitchen. Then
I was a cater waiter. We get it. Okay, we get it. Yeah, we understand. You. That was we get it.
Yeah.
I one thing that I've been noticing about The Bear for the people who listen and watch it, I find that I wonder if the show was built for a 30-minute format. Like as it's ending, I'm finding that I want more from all these characters that I really like and love, and I wonder what an hour-long format
Who
could
do you want
look
more?
like.
Who do you want the most from?
I want more from Carmi. I think like they
Really?
Yeah, I think they rushed the whole storyline on the last season with his love interest that hasn't been in this last season.
Yeah.
I think I want more. I don't want to spoil anything, but they've introduced some like little threads with some other characters where I'm like, well, that's going to be wrapped up fast, or it's just going to be left there, right? And I think people have been less satisfied with some of the previous seasons. I think because it either felt rushed or it didn't feel complete, or they didn't dive deep enough. And yes, it's like the 30-minute binge is really great, and I can watch 4 episodes in a sitting, and I actually think that's how you should watch The Bear. I wonder what like an hour-long format would do to the show, and if people would be more invested in some of those elements.
There'll probably be some special or something come out.
Well, there was.
Oh.
They did
the prequel,
they did a one-off.
Shows how much I
which is
know.
cool.
which I found that the prequel, they had to have shot it. I'll have to ask Ricky.
Is good.
I'm sure that they shot it during the time that they had John Bernthal. I have to imagine that they did it. I'm assuming they did it because I haven't watched season 3 or 4. Are there flashbacks during that time?
A little bit in 3.
None in 4,
this
right?
season, there's been none of him.
So I'm assuming that they had to have shot it when they had him because
Yeah.
he's been so busy. So it was probably more like an exercise in talent exploration, given the way in which they shoot it.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yes.
To this day, guys, can we just I know I don't mean to make this a whole episode about the bear. Chips. Can we just for a second just give Chips its flowers? And by Chips, I mean the episode.
Oh yeah. Spoons? Was it Spoons?
No, it's called Chips.
Oh.
Because, it's all based on the idea of the ice chips.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yep.
Boye.
Yes.
Ashley would appreciate this. It's probably it's the episode that follows the sister, who I feel like her story arc was the least profound, and to then see it have that moment, or for her to have that moment.
Yeah. And she gets a lot of story in this season.
Does she?
Without spoiling anything, it's great.
wait, why would
And-
Ashley appreciate this?
Well, the end. Well, you clearly have not watched The Bear, then. Well, I guess
Clearly not.
Clearly,
Yeah.
but she what's her name? Wins a Golden Globe. Won a Golden Globe for her performance. This episode is penultimate. What is her name? She's from Halloween. We all know her. We love her. She was in Freaky Friday opposite Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
Gives the most
Brilliant. The mom.
gives the most spellbounding performance. It's called Chips. It's all about you watch this beautiful passing of the baton between mother and daughter, where the daughter she's having her first child. She felt like her mom was never there for her. Her mom has her own issues, absentee father. This is a family built on complete utter chaos,
disruption.
And Jamie Lee Curtis her whole character is built out of
she's like manic.
Yes, manic, but also a deep guilt of not providing for her kids in the way in which she wanted to, and all this self, not only shame, the amount of shame that she has for herself takes up so much space that it robs her of her experience with her children. And what's so beautiful is that in this 24 hours of her daughter's husband not being present or not being available by phone, Jamie Lee Curtis, who is shunned by her daughter for the most part of the show because she herself is shunning herself from her daughter and her kids, rises to the occasion, and her daughter's still being shamed or is still like stressed out by her mom, but is also, ironically enough, every single the value that Jamie Lee Curtis as a mother who went through all of these births, the idea of like, if you do this, eat these ice chips, chew on it, it's going to work through it. Like the amount of
the learning of past experiences. And
maybe I'll just
great.
watch that episode and then
Just
I'll see.
I mean, there's another episode you should watch too, but it's great. And I think you should just like push through the first couple episodes.
Okay.
It's chaotic, it's stressful.
I might try it again, and I'll say this because
Please.
that happened with Paradise, where I had to watch it once or twice, and then we watched it again, and boy, do I love that show.
Yeah, it's a great. The Bear is a great show. It clearly won all the Emmys the first two seasons.
First two seasons for sure. It lost its way seasons 3 and 4, or season 3 at least. Also, if I would just say this, as a company, I noticed I gave a lot of the individuals part of the company had already watched the show, but we were saying yes, chef to each other or calling each other chef for a good portion of a month and a half.
Yes, Chef became a meme for sure.
Oh
because
yeah,
of that show.
But out of if anything, I feel like it was like a homework assignment to watch because it was more of a means of saying, hey, like pay respect to your fellow partner in crime who's here with you, all day every day, because we're here to be more than just the makeup of the means.
Yeah.
So really quickly, Boye, and then we'll actually dive in. It's never really quick, but what do you? Have you seen anything in the theater recently? I know like The Invite just came out, Supergirl came out.
I'm so bummed
I
for
saw
Supergirl.
Disclosure Day. I think that was the most recent. Disclosure Day was good, but honestly, back on TV because that's more interesting for me than what I've seen in theaters. I'm really liking Star City. So,
oh yeah, I hear great things.
So I don't know if you guys
Which
have
one's
seen.
Star City?
So For All Mankind. It's a spin-off of For All Mankind, which was on Apple. And kudos to Apple, best sci-fi in the game. For All Mankind just finished. No, they have one more season, actually. And they launched Star City. And Star City is a spin-off set in Russia. And it's basically For All Mankind, but with, like, the KGB as, like, a looming character. And it's intense, and I think that's what makes it like maybe even better than For All Mankind in a way, because you have the like this oppressive government as part of like a fictional universe space launch. And so, anyways, I'm really liking Star City.
Isn't Otto Hightower from House of Dragon in it?
Now that you mentioned it, yes. He's the chief designer.
Yeah. Also, just shout out to Widow's Bay. Like Apple TV is so good and funny. I think it's gonna sweep at the Emmys.
Really?
People like
It's
it.
not a hot take, but it's a take.
Wow.
I think it's gonna sweep.
And my wow is not to suggest that it's not deserving. I just didn't see that coming. But it is very well. And I mean, Matthew Rhys is fantastic
And
in it.
Hero.
Oh yeah.
Hero directing and writing stuff.
Wait,
and,
Hero like like Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
It for those that haven't watched, it rides such a fine line of comedy, drama, and horror.
Yeah, it's great.
Now that makes me want to watch it.
And,
it's awesome.
And I have to also say, I don't think I could see many other people playing that role outside of Matthew Rhys.
Yeah, I could confidently say it's probably one of the best TV shows airing right now.
Wow. Okay.
Easy.
Okay,
you think
okay.
it's gonna, when you first get into it, you think it's gonna be something. I think you think it's gonna be something with it being cast with Matthew Rhys in it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then ironically, over the course of time, as the show evolves, it turns into something, no spoilers, but it evolves into its own
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Cool.
I'll watch it. Fine.
Well,
Let's Chris,
awesome.
tell us about Cannes. How was it?
Yep.
Cannes was what I'm in my 5th year of going to Cannes now, or Cannes Lion.
Yeah.
I would say Cannes, it was the biggest it's been to date.
It felt that way from
Major
just
FOMO.
social presence.
See, I wanted to get that perspective.
Major
I
FOMO.
I will give the
Yeah.
real. I'll give the DTL
Okay.
or I'll give the TLDR.
Okay.
But I think it's so important prior to me doing the TLDR, getting the
Okay.
Given what we do.
Yep.
What was the outside perspective?
Yeah.
On social media and what you were seeing and how you were seeing it.
All right.
What do you think it was this year?
I'll go first, and then Paul, if you have anything to add. Major FOMO. I have to go next year. I used to go to the Cannes Film Festival a bunch, and just the thought and from like everything I've seen, I'm like, this must be epic. I saw outside in. It seemed like UTA and CA had the biggest agency presence. A lot of creators, obviously. I saw all the think pieces. I saw JT Barnett's party, which seemed to be poppin'. Like everyone was out there. It definitely felt like FOMO. I did have a conversation with an individual at an agency. It was very brief, but he was like, I have mixed feelings on it. He didn't tell. I have to dive in a little bit, but maybe that will come out with what you have to say.
I know who that was. I know. Who that was.
I'm curious now. I feel like next year, I'm one of probably 5,000 people who feel like they have to go next year. So I'm wondering if next year will even be like fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the talking pieces, right? The future is creators, creators and TV shows, and where's all the ad money going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have questions on that too. From my perspective, echoing a lot of what Boye said, a lot of brand activations, a lot of musical artists, a lot of fun parties in nice venues, and a lot of nice houses and pools and sunshine, and just felt like a overall like pretty good vibe.
I heard it was hot.
It was
It was hot.
Yeah.
Huge heat wave this year. About 97 was the high.
Wow.
Okay.
In Cannes, it's sticky, but it wasn't. It was that for 2 days, and then it peaked off, or it capped off. Here's what I'll say: it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year, and I think it's so important to hear how you guys are seeing it for individuals that didn't attend this year, because what you're seeing is, and what we are seeing are our colleagues and or other parties of the industry leveraging their social media right now to showcase themselves as thought leaders. No different than what we're doing right now.
Yep.
Right? But that's happening at mass scale. It happens, and it's happening more and more. What it really exposed was the LinkedIn community's conversation around whether or not you were at Cannes. I mean, the feed, at least my social feeds, all it was everyone telling me what you should be doing, or who is a pro at what is going on at Cannes Lion, or why it's a thing, or pontificating on the future and what have you.
That's such a good point. A lot of think pieces from people.
And it's happening so much more and more and more. A lot of articles coming out on how the executive suite is now turning into the influencer.
Yep.
And that's a big highlight.
So what you're saying is brands are winning the conversation, because outside of people creating articles and they're posting videos, they're showcasing, and they're showing the brands and the events they're at and the things. And so the brands are winning in this case, creating these moments for people to make content and feel like they're a part of something special, and empowering them to feel like thought leaders.
Very much so. And I'd go one step further as to say, when we're talking about these events and we're talking about the things that we're seeing, for individuals that haven't participated, and maybe this is sounding too insidery, but if you haven't attended Cannes Lion, and if you don't know the usual suspects and know the places to go and not to go. You'll see a party and you'll go, that's really cool. That looks like it was really fun. But Cannes isn't just about, you don't go to Cannes Lion to throw a bunch of parties and just look like, this isn't, I think people get too caught up, or the newcomers get too caught up in the exoticism of, I'm in the south of France. This is fun. This is one part vacation. I'm hanging out with my friends and I'm doing business.
So what is it then? If you had to describe it.
I would describe it as, you have to think of it almost as an executive retreat or executive camp in the south of France, where some of the biggest decision makers are all in one central point for a week and are available for the most part to meet because they have an entire account. It's like the energy that is Manhattan.
Sure.
You're all on the island. You all need to feed your time. You're there from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. or you're not going to go back and trap.
And you're making deals. You're making deals with brands. Like,
Yes.
what's actually happening?
You're heavily focused on targeting and discussing the ad spend that is going to ensue over the course of the back half of the year, and for the, in preparation for what is going to be the next quarter or the next year round, the next year strategy.
Okay.
There are a lot of the ad agencies are trying to win awards. Are trying to win prospective clients by way of the CMOs that are out there speaking on panels and talking and doing. The CMOs themselves are looking to get the message out, looking to further align themselves with other big celebrity talent or do other deals or implement their brand to other technological advanced spaces. Like, I don't know, what's a good example? Like Coca-Cola putting ad spend against Amazon's storefronts or their live shopping network.
Sure.
They need to figure out where is their brand going to show up, what bets are they taking. Those are the institutional trades that are happening at a Cannes.
Yeah.
Cool.
It just happens to be at a space that happens to have yachts and things
It's
like
very
that.
showy
It's
and
very-
flashy, and there's a lot of programming around
Yes.
it.
You mentioned
Got it.
you mentioned two things that I did also notice on social media that I didn't really cover that I want to highlight because I think they're important. One is the accessibility. It did feel outside in, like I think I heard like you could just run into Oprah on the street or whatever like that. Like these titans of industry are just all around. And the think piece part I think is massive, right? A lot of the content was just colleagues, on panels or, doing LinkedIn lists or this is my recap, this is my take, and I think that's very profound. Actually, it's very, very intriguing.
I am a little nervous at, this sounds so like elitist, or it sounds a little elitist. I'm nervous at the evolution of I'm nervous at Cannes Lion's evolution, because we're going to hit a point where, as you guys are talking, more and more people are saying, are having that FOMO. And I've seen more and more people go to Cannes this year for the first time than ever before. And we're going to start seeing more and more of an oversaturation where people are not going to even go to the festival. To your point, I can see Oprah on the street. Like, the purpose of going is not to run in with...
It's to do business.
Right. But there are people that are starting... There's an influx of influencers all traveling out. That's great. That's great for the business because it's great for brands and it's great for talent. I mean, it's why Josh and I go, my business partner, Josh Richards, it's why we go to Cannes to have top-level conversations. Just a great way to just same way in which why we would go to New York. Just a great way to have it be set up at back-to-back meetings. I get nervous that more and more people are saying, I'm going to do that. And I mean more like, I don't want to say Joe Schmoes, but people that are.
I get what you're saying, though. It's like it hits the zeitgeist in a way where it's going to oversaturate and it might not be as productive as you hope it's going to be in years to come.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's all it means, because then it just becomes more of like VidCon. VidCon for a time was a great place where it was the epicenter of all these things for everyone to show up. But then it lost its muster because it lost the cultural backdrop.
It became about the programming.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
One
That's a really good summation.
One thing on the deal front that I've been thinking about, and Chris, since you've been so many times, I'd be curious your thoughts. But I'm going to compare it real.
Oh, did I announce our deal with Fox? Like just before?
Go for it.
Yeah. No, thanks for thanks for asking me about it. I really appreciate that, Boye. Yeah, that was really fun. It was really like we strategically planned that announcement. No, you're not asking me about it.
I didn't know about it.
Well, it was going to be a part of what I was going to talk about. But
yeah.
Let me.
I'll self promote. Don't worry. I'll promote myself.
Let me first set the stage, and then would love to hear more about your deal. But what I was going to compare it to was the film side, right? So like you go to Cannes or you go to Sundance, there might be a film to premiere, and that night you have all of the studios bidding all night to buy the film. Whereas I saw a lot of announcements, really cool announcements, that were announced while people were in Cannes, but I'm like, this took months before. And so what I also noticed is people leveraging Cannes as a PR moment, but it felt like it was done in a way, or not all, where it was like, we did this at Cannes, but it wasn't. The relationships happened well before. Maybe they met at Cannes last year, but they were using the moment of Cannes. And one of those announcements was the deal you guys did as part of what Billy is doing at Fox, which is awesome. Tell us about it. And also give me your feedback on my thoughts.
I would say, so for those not familiar, for any of our listeners that are not familiar with what Cannes Lion is or what it started off to be, Cannes Lion was
well, I hope they know now.
Wait, but we've talked about creators and brand and stuff, but the whole basis of it started off as, Cannes' incentive is, they have like crypto convention. It's kind of think of like a San Diego convention center.
It was for advertising. It's commercial.
Yes, so so they
Men.
did Cannes film, right? So they do, but they're always trying to figure out what are more conventions that we can throw. So they would have the Cannes Film Festival, and then it very conveniently made more sense. Okay, we'll use the same space and we'll double it around and we'll make it more focused around commercial advertising. And so people would, the whole idea is you would go to Cannes specifically to win your award for best in class commercials.
Yeah.
The awards have really taken a huge backseat to all of the, for lack of a better term, performance, because we're talking about brands, we're talking about live action installations or content and commercials. A lot of times the brands, it becomes a bit of like a way to say, let me show off, like not like a CinemaCon, but in a way it's almost, it brings out that CinemaCon.
Like
an exhibition.
Yes, it very much feels like an exhibition for saying what we're about, what we're doing, how can we show off during the summer, during our downtime before the back half of the year, what we're about.
Yep.
Sure.
And so it started that way, and I think over time, people, where I'm going with it is, because we've removed ourselves more from the showing or the showcasing of the art that is the commercial, we're now more about saying and talking about what we're going to do, or talking and saying what we're going to do. So it's become a little bit more like, let me do this announcement and show you and show like a level of strength in my ability to like show my presence. A lot of what it's turned really into is all the brand executives go out there and they all the European ad sellers or sales teams of all these companies said, okay, I need to sell inventory to TV. So, or I need to sell it, or I need to buy it. And so they would come together, and they all kind of convened and were like, you know what? Why don't we just go to the south of France for a vacation? Like, we'll all agree, we'll bring our family. So it was one part vacation, or like, where are you going to like find yourself in the summer?
So are they doing these deals in real time, or are they happening way before?
Oh, no, it would happen there. So
Your deal happened there?
our deal happened before, but I'm saying during, what you would have is during, they'll get on a yacht, they'll talk for a bit and say, okay, I need 5 hours of programming, or I have 5 hours of programming. How much ad money?
Does
ad
that
money
still
do you wanna-"
happen? Does that still happen now?
Yeah, that still happens. I think far less, because now like you don't need to go to. That's a phone call.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
You don't need to do that discussion. That does still happen, but it's much more.
Especially in the Zoom era, everyone's just hop on a Zoom and talk. Well, so can you talk about your deal a little bit? And
Yeah, happy to. We were excited to say we honestly shout out Billy Parks and Rob Wade. Those guys are awesome. Love them. So excited to build snaps all around to build with them. For those that didn't see the announcement, Fox come on to license season 1 of our sketch comedy show Read the Room that stars in Josh Richards and is produced by Crosscheck Studios. And what we did is we financed season 1 as well as season 2, just on the bet that we believed in vertical content or content creation, and wanted to get ahead of quote unquote premium programming on social media. Fox identified it.
Long form storytelling broken up into bits.
Yes.
On TikTok.
On TikTok and on Instagram, or just across social media in totality. And Fox identified it. Fox saw and sees the power of what we're doing and what Josh is doing and what we want to do and what we believe to do and what we're going to do is continue to grow the next generation of creatives via social media distribution. Read the Room is a sketch comedy show that helps elevate some of the brightest talent that I know. One, specifically in this room, Eli DiFiore, who was our cinematographer on both season 1
I didn't know
and 2
that.
and
Nice.
Cool.
and future to be 3. So
I love it.
Congrats.
We're very listen. When a man is in the room, you got to make sure he gets
Got to.
flowers. For those
That's dope.
unaware, DiFiore already has his flowers, but we're going to give them to him.
Also,
one more time.
less famous than Eli, Curry Barker.
Yes, Curry, and Cooper were both in season 1 and will be reoccurring in season 2.
Oh, really?
Sweet.
Yeah. Not that they need any additional support for their names getting out there. So shout out them. That's very kind of you to mention, Boye. But so Fox came in to buy in. They bought into season 2 and are fully financing season 3.
Awesome. Congrats.
Yeah.
I think this is really cool in a lot of ways, because the way I see it is you're having more traditional media companies buy into the idea of short form storytelling.
Yeah.
In kind of just or long form storytelling broken up into short bits, and they're seeing that that's a new wave and kind of investing in that, which is a sign that there's probably more to come. And that's really cool. Where can people watch it? Just for those listening.
We're literally figuring that out as we speak. But where foreseeably you'll be able to see in August. We're figuring out the exact date in August now. It'll be probably the last week of August on Josh's YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, as well as our own Read the Room socials.
So that's season 3, though. Season 1 and 2.
That's season 2. Season 1 and 2 will be available across those, and then we're going to start. We literally just post 4th of July. We and team are all meeting up to talk through and start formulating the writers' room and the process.
So season 1 is not out yet.
Correct. It is incorrect.
TikTok.
It has been seen. You're available to
That's
see.
right. Okay,
You're available to
that's what I
see.
thought.
You're available to see the content on TikTok and on Instagram.
Sure.
We specifically didn't put it out on YouTube, knowing that we would have conversations like this for the full
Cool.
catalog, stitched up as 15 to 20 minute episodes. And now we'll roll that out in partnership with Fox.
Sweet, dude.
This kind of alluded, by the way, I alluded to this last episode, if I recall. Amazon did the same thing. All these media companies are now going to start leveraging their sales units Amazon has done a huge push. You mentioned Oprah, Boye, which is why I'm mentioning this. Oprah did a big deal with Wondery, Amazon specifically, as well as they've done a deal with LeBron. You have LeBron, the Kelseys, Oprah, as well as Rich Kleiman and Boardroom, and I'm forgetting.
They did something with Tubi too, I believe.
And Kevin Durant. And I don't know what the Tubi deal is.
I think they're putting a bunch of Tubi content on the Fire TV.
I think that would make sense, but they also specifically announced that they're going to bring Fire TV. They're going to allow creators to self-distribute their own content via Fire TV. So it's kind of like a fast channel model. And it might be in like not in partnership with Tubi, but like they're just doing exactly what Tubi is doing. Maybe that's what the article that you read
the headline is Tubi to provide Creatorverse lineup to Amazon's Fire TV.
Got it.
I mean, look, you're also seeing Instagram launch a TV version of their app. Like they're just setting the table for this kind of content.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, we should talk about the next thing. Congrats again, Chris. Awesome to hear on everything in Cannes. Maybe you'll see a little boy running around the streets next year. We'll see. Let's talk about Meta. Meta's been in the news recently. A couple big headlines. One, their Meta glasses. So, they have had a lot of success with the Meta Ray-Bans and the Oakley, Meta Oakleys, and now they're doing their own line, which is interesting because we were talking about Apple doing their own line. So we should dive into that. Also, we have Meta getting into prediction markets. So that will be really interesting. Could Meta be sort of the third big entrant into the sort of Kalshi poly market battle? Maybe, maybe not.
If that happens, I think it's really smart.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
where the stock prices went up today. So I'm actually very curious to see if that announcement, which I think came out today.
Yeah, I mean, it shows they're paying attention. They're following what people want to invest their time into. It's cool. I'm interested to see how it develops and how they're going to do it differently.
Was there any talk about either in Cannes? For some reason, I thought the Meta glasses were also timed with Cannes.
Well, I don't mean to say no so fast. I was actually surprised that we were going to talk about the Meta glasses. Not to say that it's a nothing burger as much more as it's to say that like it wasn't highly discussed, at least in my conversations. Also, they partnered with Kylie on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
which I feel like wasn't very robustly.
Well, there's no brand attached, so that's the thing, right? So my take is they did the initial wave of, hey, we can be a technology company and a fashion brand, or we could put our technology into fashion. You partner with Ray-Ban and Oakley, and you do these partnerships to showcase, hey, we have buy-in from these legacy brands that you love and people want to wear, because if you make something that no one cares about day one, they're not going to wear it. See Snapchat.
But Meta also has a collaboration. If I'm not mistaken, they have Luxottica?
Right.
They have
So-
a partnership with the entire
Yes.
overarching.
Hence the Oakleys.
Luxotticas. Right, exactly. And so this to me felt like they looked at that and said, okay, this is a higher price point, and we want to create something that's less expensive. And so let's take the brand out of it and let's make our own.
Right.
And let's partner with the likes of Kylie Jenner to push that. These are Meta glasses. These are not Oakleys or Ray-Bans or any This is straight up Meta. And they're at a good price point, and they're going to win this market for now. And I think this is a precursor to all the conversations we've been having about Apple wanting to enter into this space.
They have to.
Clearly, they had to have moved. I have to imagine that they pushed to move faster, given the the snap of it all announcement, right? And not that they needed to, but it was more of a way to just kind of like use the traction to kind of give them a.
Look, I haven't seen the glasses on the Snapchat glasses yet. I haven't used them, but boy, oh boy, like it hit. That announcement was like a thud.
Didn't they-
stock dropped.
Yeah.
Everybody was making fun of Evan Spiegel online. They were,
Well, it's 'cause
they
they
partnered
had-
with all these celebrities.
They had like a 5-year heads up plus with spectacles and just, didn't really
just doubled down.
capitalize.
I heard a bit of a murmur. I heard some murmurs that they were out to some pretty big talent.
Oh yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
I heard lots
Spectacles
of money
or Snap?
going.
Yeah, like what
going
was it,
in
like
that.
$500 million, something crazy like that?
It's too much.
How do you make those kinds of decisions
there's no way.
when your stock is tanking?
Yeah.
But
don't.
Here's the thing, though. I believe this is the future computing platform, the glasses. So I could see a desperation, and to Paul's
Right.
point about Meta partnering with Kylie, this might be sort of a new battleground for talent because this is the new computer. Paul, weren't you saying
Yeah.
that OpenAI even poached someone from Apple?
Apple,
Like
right?
Apple.
that's
I
huge.
saw the
too.
announcement.
Huge. I mean, yeah, Apple has been having a lot of struggles internally with their executive team. I think we're going to see that buttoned up real quick once the new CEO steps in, but that's definitely a blow to.
But what's more interesting is the fact that OpenAI has poached this person. So that to me signals not only do you have this front with Apple, with Meta, with Snap, but you might now have it with OpenAI and Anthropic
Yeah.
and SpaceX.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Paul Mead, is that how you say his name? He was he was an upper level executive over the Apple Vision Pro and the glasses team.
got it.
Yeah.
I see. I mean, a lot of this.
Vice president of hardware engineering specifically.
I think a lot of this will be. Yes, this is the new supercomputer. Sooner than later, the translation connection that glass has the capability of doing, like being able to be a translator
In real time,
You won't have to
yeah.
learn language,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it's
me-
already happening in your AirPods.
So to me, just imagine because now they already have the capability of translating, seeing your lips move, and it does a pretty damn good job of it. I have to imagine okay, well there goes Spanish class. No, I'm dead serious.
No, I know.
though,
I mean, those types of things are worrying to me because I mean, you're talking about generations of people who, as technology gets more convenient, their need to learn becomes less.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
even in the iPad era or the Chat GPT,
It's Wall-E.
yeah, it's like they're being fed things. It's worrying, but I also think we're just replacing phones with glasses. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
To round it all out, Snapchat needs to take some lessons in design and hire some people. I think it seems very clear that they care more about technology than they do design, and I think that's what Meta got right from the start.
I don't know that that's a fair assessment. Evan,
Have you seen the glasses?
it's not about the glasses. Evan Spiegel has been at the forefront of great design for a long time. It's why Meta has basically copied almost every single thing that he's done. Maybe in this particular instance, it doesn't look as great, but Evan also was the first person to create hardware in this manner. I mean, I think the spectacles look maybe better than this, but I don't know. That didn't feel like a fair assessment of
UI UX in app development and design is much different than real hardware design. And if you look at those glasses, they are not cool, and they are not. I've not talked to one person who's like, "Oh, I'm excited about that." In fact, they look horrendous.
I mean, look,
and even on people like Jack Harlow, they look like trash.
That might be fair, but maybe look at
I gotta pull them up right now,
But
just to I agree with you because I had saw them, but now I'm like,
we'll throw up a photo or whatnot on here.
Remember though,
for
Google
people-
Glass.
I mean, they're
listeners and
bad.
viewers.
They're bad, B.
But
I'm sorry, dude.
Remember Google Glass though? Those
But
were
Google
so dumb.
Glass, Google Glass was completely, I think, just a try, as we talk about the Apple Vision Pro being this like testing kind of device. I mean, I've talked about that. You just call it a flop. That's what Google Glass was. It was an experiment. And honestly, those looked pretty cool. When we saw them and they came out, everybody was like, that's sweet. I want to try one.
Do you know what they kind of look like? If you look at the wrong person, they're kind of like glasses for minions.
I feel like you were just about to say.
Oh my gosh. Please, someone Photoshop these glasses on Minions.
No,
Can
this
we
is a
please
good
do
idea
that?
for them. Partner with Minions to release the glasses. Game over.
A lot cheaper, too. A lot cheaper than Robert Downey Jr.
I will say,
Look.
super quick, though, the one difference is that these are fully AR glasses. They're not just Meta Ray-Bans, right?
I know, but
So-
you could still
what do you do-
partner
what
with
do you-
one of these fashion companies to make it somewhat fashionable.
Just saying.
Hey B, when was the last time you used AR?
I haven't, but
Well, I got a great pitch for you because I have Snap spectacles for you to buy, and you can AR the shit out of those spectacles all day long.
I think they're trying to appeal to the same audience that Paul thought would buy the Apple Vision Pros. Like,
Yeah, but we all know he was wrong on that. So I think
Also, they're almost just as expensive at like $2,400,
Yeah, it's mental.
almost $2,500. Come on.
all right, so
If you don't, sorry. Okay.
we should take the note on the Minions front and use it to tie into our next conversation about NBC Universal. So
Yeah.
what's going on with them?
So recently,
Haven't you heard?
No, what?
Comcast has announced that they are planning to essentially spin off NBC Universal as its own company. So they already did this with Versant, and now they're doing it with NBC Universal. So they're essentially taking three companies from one, and now the Minions won't have a parent company. They'll just be the Minions. So it's an interesting move when it comes to sort of the titans of industry.
Wait. Sorry, when you say the Minions won't have a parent.
Meaning,
Parent company.
For clarity, though, we're saying that Illumination and NBCU are still one and the same.
sorry,
correct?
yes. In that,
I just wanted to make. I didn't know if there was like a separation.
He was just
of-
being,
My bad.
yes,
I missed it.
Illumination is still going to be part of NBC Universal, but essentially what I'm saying is it'll just be an entertainment company. NBC Universal
Right.
will stand alone like Disney does, right?
Yes, got it. Just making sure I'm following.
It kind of feels smart to me. But it also could signal it could expose some weak areas in the divisions, meaning I feel like we've talked Peacock being like the weakest subscriber base in the streaming game right now.
Yeah.
They
Is that right,
really
though?
are. It's pretty low.
Wow.
Like,
That
they have,
against
we can look at-
Paramount? Yeah, I'd be curious what they are versus Paramount.
they have traders though.
Yeah, I mean they survive on the
Olympics.
Universal movies, the Olympics, sports essentially.
Right.
But sports costs
and they're losing it more and more.
and the sports costs are rising. They're not getting cheaper.
Right.
And so where are they going to stand in that? Where is the money going to come from? How are they going to raise the money? Those are all big question marks. But I also think it's a pretty smart move because it will allow these companies to move quickly and more freely as opposed to being locked up in a huge conglomerate like Comcast. Still debatable whether a big like conglomerate like Comcast can run a media brand,
Right.
because we just haven't seen it. I mean, I'll talk, the Warner, AT&T buying Warner and that whole debacle.
Right.
I'm not saying this is that, but we have history of this, right? And so I would be interested to see what this actually means.
There were some articles signaling that it could mean that NBC would go on the attack and be. This is not actually
And like sell?
no buy.
Oh,
There was talks about it. I've seen several articles
they need something.
specifically saying that the whole purpose. This shouldn't. A lot of people were talking about this being a signal of weakness, and it was just I
I don't
found
know.
it to be an interesting take that it's that there's a takeaway to be said that it's actually more them looking to be in the driver's seat of acquisition.
I don't know that it's a signal of weakness necessarily. I think we just have to remember that a lot of, like, to Paul's point, right, with AT&T, like, a lot of these guys are numbers driven, and Wall Street is partly telling these people that these are different businesses and they need to be split up, right? In NBCUniversal.
But when companies split up, debatably, like a lot of times when you see this type of separation, it's not a fire sale, but it's a sum of like.
It creates more value though to shareholders.
Yeah.
Right. And now you have Versant, which is cable. Now it can be sold and it can have more value. And now broadband is going to stick with Comcast, but then you're going to have NBC Universal. That's just entertainment. So I don't necessarily see it as bad. I think it's just smart business, and maybe, the family run business of Comcast, they're getting tired of it. I will say what I think is, I haven't heard of what you were saying, Chris, but what I have heard of is this idea that before it even gets to a spinoff, that there may be an acquisition from someone else. And
interesting.
Like, maybe this is a moment for Apple, or even better yet, Netflix, who lost out on Warner's, to essentially buy Universal. So that's my hot take, is that I actually think that is likely to happen. If I were Ted, I would be like, missed out on Warner Bros. I can get Universal, who's, I believe, second to Disney in the box office, and
they're so good,
and be just as great. I won't have HBO Max, but I'm going to have a lot of IP to play with.
It's
Nintendo.
It's interesting too, because it's to me, I automatically think, well, that's really a great conclusion, and I would love to see something potentially like that happen, or it to be a win. I just see them also like cutting the rope on anchors that are making the ship sink, right? Like, cord cutting is happening. Yeah. People aren't watching news like they used to. There's low value in these assets. Like, the only reason people are paying attention to these services are because of sports, which are becoming harder and harder to get, especially when Amazon and Netflix are paying a lot of money for some of these games, right? And taking away these rights. And so I see it as potentially like they're protecting their stock, they're protecting their assets so that it doesn't all sink at once, right? Yeah. Their stock sank 30% and hasn't really come back in a while. So this could be a potential way to create more value in their assets. Like you mentioned, Boye, Universal is like second highest grossing studio. This could be a way to create more value in these specific entities, right? And I want to mention they are second in like highest grossing because long-winded distribution windows. So I wonder how that would affect if someone like Netflix bought it, right? Because they have long windows, and they've notoriously played with premium video on demand and releasing their content. And so they have very unique and specific strategies to the whole thing.
Well, Ted has set the stage a little bit from the Warner's acquisition. Like, even past it, he has been sort of propping up theatrical distribution. So he might have more street cred now when and if he goes to Universal and says, I actually want this. I think people may actually trust him. Now, maybe not to keep, I think the 45-day window, but longer than that, I think would be not likely.
I would like to see his shareholders trust him, because the stock said different, right?
That's true.
And I would love to see that happen. But I heard a producer tell me yesterday they felt like Netflix would be dying in the next 5 years if they do not acquire a studio.
But can I say this?
That was a bold take.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
This is what is different to NBC is the theme parks. Netflix acquiring Universal would make them would make the fusion of the Disney and the streamer overnight. They would go toe to toe, because Disney, they have the theme parks, they have the cruise lines and the IP. Imagine what Netflix can now do if they own the theme parks as well with the IP that they're going to create. It would be crazy. And then Minions, having Minions too, like, and sports. Right, Netflix wants sports. I think this is going to happen. This is
your hot take?
I mean, yeah,
It's like a lukewarm take.
No. This. I think Netflix will buy Universal.
All right.
Okay.
Also, just to bring it 360 or full circle, but they lay out all the beach clubs. A lot of the companies the Fortune 500 buy into.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to note, the biggest. Google, YouTube, Meta, it's YouTube, Meta, Amazon, Stagwell, which is not a tech company. It's one of the biggest ad agencies.
Mm-hmm.
They do a thing called Sports Beach and Influential. Those tend to be the biggest beaches, quote unquote, on of the beach. When I say the biggest beaches, I mean more to say that the beach clubs are the larger installations that you can go to and see and hang out at.
UTA had one though. It looked like.
I'm mentioning
just brands,
okay. Not to shun UTA by any means. No, UTA and MediaLink have a phenomenal location.
Yeah,
but it's more to say like Netflix, Snapchat, they are not on the boardwalk.
But I think it's just maybe.
I would argue Netflix doesn't need it.
I'm just saying but they throw a party. It's just very interesting to see how they have a presence.
Yeah.
And what have you, but not.
But it's probably like over time. I remember one year, like Snap had like a whole carousel, Ferris wheel on the beach, and that was like really popular. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm surprised Netflix isn't there only because they're getting more into ad-driven content.
Yep.
Netflix is there, but what I'm trying to say is they don't do a beach.
Right.
And when you think about Spotify, I left off Spotify. I mean, it's just so interesting to see which places, because it is, if you're really putting your cojones on the table, having a beach is one of the big kind of ways to say, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Everyone comes to us.
Yeah.
When you have a beach bought out, everyone comes to you. They're these huge installations.
Yep.
They're very pretty, and all the meetings come to you to like be.
That's where you do the deals.
So they're not spending those millions of dollars they got from the exit of Warner Brothers.
Guess not.
Yeah.
Well, great conversation, guys. Welcome back, Chris. Super pumped on the future. There's a lot going on here. So we're going to wrap today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Paul, for jamming.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely grab the pod. You can go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple. Am I forgetting anything, Paul?
iHeartRadio.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Wow. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube. We have video on Spotify now.
Sick.
We've been getting requests for that. People want to throw us up on TV. You can do that now.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know where to find us. Over and out. Peace.
Thank you.